Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, featuring today a 1 vs 1 Into Darkness of Semois. We shall be seeing Nintendo, apparently out playing as commentating on Nagano though, fighting for the Wehrmacht, fighting for the, let's just say 2nd Panzer Division. Opposing him shall be Nonsensei of the 3rd Infantry Division, starting out with 2 engineers barracks. Opposing him, 2 pioneers Wehrmacht quarters. So far, so good. The sort of usual standard opening from either player. The question is next unit, Rifleman. So pretty standard opening from the Americans. And from the Wehrmacht, depending on this, of course, is Volkskriegs, and then it probably also be a rather standard one. So, of course, we'll, have to see where this goes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. And I also, again, no Eastern Front modcast this week, since there's not really been enough replays, so there you go. And again, there's a lack of time, since university has begun again, meaning I can't, spend a ton of time looking through it, and, well, I'll also lack some time for other things. Amongst all the other things, like, say, studying, homework, and all that. But we are seeing the first unit Volkskanadiers as well, so pretty stand out, in fact, more or less at the exact same time. So let's try and see, where do the Volkskriegs, where do the Riflemen go? What sort of camping order shall be theirs? Riflemen going for the strategic point again, so far so good. More or less the exact same thing. Hooray. Point secured. Riflemen advancing, and again they're probably swinging towards the strategic points, leaving the engineers or pioneers to sort of secure all the more resourcey points, and of course also ensuring they don't immediately march into the central area where things of course might get a bit more dicey. So far slightly more avoidant start, and also no cap walking right there from Nonsensei, so he can immediately of course begin taking the next point. Very cheeky stuff right there. 2nd squad of Riflemen out, and 2nd squad of Volkskriegs out for Nintendo. Pioneers sneaking up there again towards the resource. Looks like the Volkskriegs might be heading for the fuel, although the engineers are at the same time also heading for the fuel. A small fight for resources. And there we go, the engineers are swiftly coming under fire from the good men of the Wehrmacht. Riflemen sneaking into the center, and the Volkskriegs as well. So far, actually, largely sort of reflected actions, except here he's sort of splitting up. Well, he's also taking the route here, but of course, Riflemen are faster at that. Volkskriegs coming under fire, Riflemen quickly switching into the cemetery. Volkskriegs continuing the hunt for the engineers up here in the north. 3rd squad of Riflemen on the way for Nonsensei. 3rd unit out for Nintendo could be what? We'll, of course, find out. Points being secured, engineers getting hunted down, and there we go, making a retreat right past the Volkskanadiers. Could be resulting in a lost engineer squad. Another engineer down. And taking up position in the church, although the one with has still 2 windows, still not most effective thing ever. Still looks like they're moving onwards, just scouting out if there are any riflemen that might try to flank them. But another squad rifleman sent up to deal with the Volkskriegs up north. MG42 on the way for Nintendo. Could try and cut down some riflemen if they can position themselves correctly. Oh dear, getting caught out in the open. Rifleman might be making it behind the Bocage. Volkskriegs moving in from another side. There we go. MG barrage, and yes indeed, suppressed right down in the middle of the road. Rifleman squad sent off. 2 lining up, could be a trap against Nintendo's. Volkskriegs up here, of course a bit of sandbags could help them minutely. Of course, he needs to retreat. Engineers and pioneers fighting off right here. 1 engineer down, but the pioneers are the ones retreating. Pioneers and Volkskriegs getting caught up here in the open. There's 2 squads of riflemen move in. There's the rest of the Wehrmacht taking up position in with an MG. Riflemen charging in. This could end up very badly. Flamethrowers though, and there we go, burning wet. The rifleman already one bursting into flames. Half health. Another bursting into flames, but there we go, full retreat from Nintendo, but he did cause the larger amount of casualties right here, killing 3 riflemen outright. I'm going for the fuel point up here as well, trying to deny something to the Americans. Well, of course, an engineer squad heading southwards. 4 rifleman squads up so far, and he's going straight for the armoured cars. He's going up with his appliance. Of course, Motorpool follows next. In the meanwhile, what is going on here with Nintendo? 3 squads of Volksgunners, it looks like. An MG, and what next? Another MG. Sniper. Schwimmwagen bike. Of course, find out. And a second MG out, so the more sort of heavier in terms of aggressiveness Wehrmacht start. Riflemen sneaking up here behind the Wehrmacht positions right here. Nice done. Might force some away, while the larger force is actually moving eastwards. Lots of pioneers, flamethrowers, MGs, Volksgrenadiere. While the others sort of hooking up. Here's the 2 sort of minor forces, each sort of formed around a heavy machine gun. Fun. Looks like the engineers do decide they have outstayed their welcome in the south and are quickly retreating. And looks like Nonsensei is lining up for a larger assault. Riflemen getting caught right here. Volksgunners moving in. Opening up and killing a few riflemen.
Our front lines are collapsing.
And looks like the MG42 is now without infantry support, and there we go. Nonsensei taking advantage of that, moving in with a flamethrower. And there's of course nothing to protect against that flamethrower, so that MG42, oh! Slight misclick right there. He probably should have sort of manually unloaded them, that way you can actually exit through the front door. Now it's the Volksgunners left, 2 squads against a rather overwhelming force of 4 riflemen, but no, only 1 squad staying up there, but still 3 rifleman squads and a flamethrower engineer squad. This is definitely beyond the class of the Volksgrenadiere. Points being secured down south. Mines going down there on the bridge. MG setting up to protect, so a slight movement up here, but of course reflected right here by the Americans, also laying down a mine. Goody. Of course, question is, what shall Nintendo's follow-up move be? We are seeing the motor pool is almost done. He's not even begun on his Krieg barracks. This could really be a problem. There we go. Pioneers are retreating, so we might be seeing it soon. But in the meanwhile, there could be some issues right there for the Wehrmacht, for the 2nd Panzer Division. As of course the motor pool will soon be ready to unleash armored car doom upon them. And there we go. But lots of mines here, that's lovely. In fact, a rather nicely mined avenue. Fresh move out there by the Wehrmacht again. Volksgunners and MG. Smaller force hanging around here. Medic pack onto Volksgrenadiers. Nintendo pushing out. We are seeing an attempt at mining there, of course, but he does spot it. Quickly sends the engineers into the church to unleash the Lord's holy fire upon the Hun. Quickly moving out again. MG, and there we go. Rifle taking up position there. That's able to spot. Sandbags down. Excellent maneuver. Of course, gives them heavy cover out in the open, in particular against these only 2 windows. So definitely to the advantage of Nintendo. Engineers moving in. Armored car on survey. Points being secured. Caught out here in the open. What shall the Wehrmacht reaction be? Engineers moving up, trying to burn them, but of course out in the open, flamethrowers are less effective in negative cover, even less so. But against cover, they are very excellent. But holding out here, and there we go. Engineer squad retreating. Riflemen taking up position there. A nice fortified position there. It's like hedgehog. They can resist attacks from numerous points. And there we go. The armored car is on the way. Armored skirts up. Not really a lot from Nintendo to stop it. Pioneers and engineers fighting fire versus grease gun, and as you know, grease does catch on fire. And there we go, the engineers are burning up in a horrific, terrifying way. Riflemen being retreated. All the Volksgunners are lined up here behind the heavy sandbags. Riflemen taking losses. Quick, the Volksgunners try and get in close with the MP Panzerfaust, but no, we are seeing a nice maneuver right in here, flanking about the Volksgunners and forced retreat right into close range of the riflemen. And then decide to do something else. Armored car continues to be a nuisance. Oh, careful. Vorsicht. And he's going to hit the mine. Perhaps. No, he's moving in for the pioneers. Rifleman retreating from there. And there we go. Mine goes off. Damaged engine. Gets... Whoops. The pioneer squad. But of course now is the time for the Volksgunners to move in with a Panzerfaust and knock out that goddamn armored car. So there we go.
Losing ground out there.
And come on, Panzerfaust. There we go. Greyhound loss. Bit of a nasty start right there for Nonsensei. Did alright, but sadly the rather intense mining by Nintendo rather proved a bit too much. Pack also ready. More mines? No, minesweepers instead. Of course, where of course that Nonsensei might have my mines, and he does have them, but not quite as excessively. Particularly because he actually needed the munitions for the armored car. Second one on the way. He's definitely not a quitter. That is good. MG continues to hide in this position in the small island. Volkswagen's hiding here. Perhaps a bit of barbed wire could do well, or perhaps moving up here towards the west. And ooh, mines being spotted and placement. German mines are going down. So the Americans will think it is safe, but no, instead it will be German mines. Kampfkraft center going up as well. Good, good. Volkswagen's Grenadiers. But good that the Nonsensei is also moving towards the west, so perhaps hook around there and do some damage. MG stopping the flamethrower engineers quite nicely. Holding most of the victory points, but in a slightly more sort of extended fashion, which is going to be a bit hard to hold on to. Preferably you want sort of 2 victory points closer to each other to form a slightly more decent front line. There we go, another armor car moving in. Grenadiers not quite ready. Pack moving through the muck. Oh dear, cloak, and shoot! Fire, fry, come on! Oh no, the Greyhound will be getting away. That was a bit of a miss. And of course, quickly going to move behind here, so the pack can't quite get it. Rifling up, they're caught inside the building, suffering heavy exposure to fire from the MG, but also Volkswagen's right next by. Medic packs going up. Grenadiers and engineers fighting. Small rifleman squad sneaking in behind. That is good. Another grenadier squad. In fact, so 2 grenadier squads already out for Nintendo. In fact, let's go have a look at this Nintendo fellow. Rifleman suffering a bit and getting caught up there. Greyhound moving in. Or not. And there we go, spotting what's going on there. Small grenadier forces moved in to deal with that. And of course, now the pack needs to move back. Slightly unfortunate right there for Nintendo. Pioneers forced back there by another rifleman force. And looks like we are seeing a weapon support center going up for Nonsensei. Rifleman forced away. But also before they actually suffered any losses. So good unit preservation there. Good sort of fuel on things. Mine going off there, killing 1 rifleman. Mines going off, actually killing a few more riflemen, still not full a squad. Third rifleman continue to go through that slightly longer route, hoping again to sort of hit the softer side of the Wehrmacht position. Excellent flanking by Nonsensei. Excellent not bashing your head into a wall sort of tactics. I imagine we might be seeing a sniper, which again, looking forward to coming to 2 when they can no longer move around bloody invisible out in the open. Number 1 thing I hate in this game, it's snipers. It's not Brits, it's not kangaroos, it's goddamn snipers. There we go, rifleman moving in, and a grenade from the Grenadiers. Awfully clumped up rifleman, force it. Yes. Oh, didn't really kill a lot, but there we go. The rifleman Grenadiers are following up. No doctrine as yet for Nintendo. Oh, rifleman squad could be going down. This would be a huge loss already, and Veteran 2 up as well. No, he does not. Yo, there we go. Down. Rifleman squad down. Quite a nice infantry force, by the way. 3 Volkswagen squads and 2 Grenadiers. Riflemen getting hunted down as well as they are retreating. Nasty, nasty. And a half track up as well for Nintendo, aka Commentator Nagano. Another Pioneer squad on the way. Immer viel Pioniere. And there we go, the hated sniper, at least. I hate them with a passion. Probably because I'm not very good on the micromanagement, but I'm more tactics and strategy. Since, you know, it's a strategy game, I like to imagine that's key. And for that, the snipers don't really work with me. Which, of course, is something I could always try and work on, but I prefer something slightly more tactical. Anyways, my own failures right there. Mines going down. Also note a Greyhound mine. Really nasty move. I mean, if a Greyhound mine, of course, goes off, it can really do a lot of damage. Something that should not be underestimated, even the slightest. But there we go. Schützenpanzerwagen out. The Wehrmacht had many upgrades for it. They had Pak 40s mounted on them, anti-aircraft guns, flamethrowers, rocket launchers, all sorts of things, mortars. Lots and lots of fun there. Armor car moving in. Those guys might be trying to get off a Panzerfaust or no. Rifle moving in to deal with another Volksgrenadier squad. And we also seeing the pack moving in, but of course the rifle make this a bit more of a hazardous venture. Half-tech moving in, supported by Grenadiers. Nice move there, a nice little mechanized maneuver. Will the pack move up further, and what shall the Volksgrenadiers do in response to that armored car? Mine dealt with there, probably spotted it and dealt it with a grenade. The old tactic you can use. Volksgrenadiers here taking losses though to the armored car. What is he trying to do? I do not know. And there we go, the armored car though moves in too close, and this might be what he's been hoping for. No, he retreats. Curious. And there you go, first shot from the sniper, killing one MG gunner, and already one lost there in the church. Need to be evacuated.
You're losing a sector.
Looks like the MG managed to get out of there. Further push up here in the south, forcing the engineers away from there. But of course, quick response from the sniper perhaps. Oh, armor car moving in through the road, and nice hit right there from the Panzerabwehrkanone, but doesn't quite get it. Point being secured, and a sniper on the way to try and deal with it. Of course, that is a slightly tricky thing, in particular if your opponent goes airborne, but still there's never a 100% chance to get a sniper, particularly if there's some movement about. It really becomes a bit too random and a bit again less than tactical when trying to deal with enemy snipers via other snipers.
Reserves hold an assault force for us. They need deployment location.
But there's not really many other methods to really choose from. There we go, rifleman moving in and getting stopped by the MG42. Veterans 1, by the way, on the MG, increasing accuracy, but of course there's a sniper next. Down we go, gunner down, rifleman retreating, but that MG42 desperately needs to get out of there. No further snipers on the way. Rifleman moving in here, of course, with BARs, the Browning automatic. Bit of wire there, that is good. Whoops, hiccup. And Blitzkrieg has been chosen. Going left-hand side. And there we go, rifleman launching an assault on the Volksgrenadiers. We are seeing a grenade, in fact, for Nonsensei. The Volksgrenadiers are quick to get out, but will they get back in? No, they are pulling back, but we are seeing a larger force moving in. More Volksgrenadiers and an MG42. And meanwhile, the Grenadiers and a German sniper finding it. And there we go, he's hoping to catch the American sniper, not quite having any luck. A grenade on the Grenadiers. Panzer up. And there we go, come on. Oh, he misses. Instead, revealing himself, of course, to the sniper as well without getting him. Does Nonsensei continue with his rather lethal maneuver? What does he do? And of course, he at the same time knows that probably the sniper's in there, so he just needs to sort of stay at an angle so the sniper can't fire up from the cemetery. A rather, of course, clever move. MG stops any move up from there, though. And of course, there's still that Greyhound mine right there. Lots of resources floating right there for Nintendo. What could he be going for? Armor coming in. MG getting sniped. Half-track moving away. MG needs to retreat. Volksgrenadiers lining up. And there we go, moving up the half-track to reinforce the Grenadiers. Those ever lovely Grenadiers. Point being secured.
Attention. The enemy advances.
Bit of quiet.
Our forward supply lines are broken.
Pioneer sneaking about in the south. More mines from Nonsensei. What shall Nintendo go for though? Grenadiers coming out of fire. Greyhound moving in. And pack fires but misses. Careful, careful. And he's actually almost close to hitting the engineers. Armor car moves in. Slightly unfortunate position that Nintendo has placed himself in. He could find his retreat cut off. Where he's probably trying that mine goes off somewhere. Grenadiers Volksgrenadiers fighting against the larger rifleman force. Also fighting down here. Volksgrenadiers fighting against rifleman armored cars. More right. How many? He's got 1, 2. Alright, still 4. I just thought he had more than that. Snipers opening up. In fact, he's got 2 snipers up now. Full scale squad down for Nintendo. Very nasty engagement. That, of course, what can happen in these cases. A little bit of an ambush. And going for the fuel point, but he moves a bit too far, getting stopped by the MG. And Nintendo does get one of the American snipers. A small victory. Grenadiers moving in, both with Panzer X armored camo Sen, but of course could get knocked out. Of course, the pack could also full scale moving in, but the Greyhound mine, the Minen and a full scale squad is completely wiped out, while the other one is pretty much just bloody threads. Panzer almost knocks out the armored car, but that was not quite in his advantage. Fuel point being harassed right there. Rather bold movements from either player. But definitely some engagements that really paved the way for Nonsensei towards further victories. He's just knocked out 2 full-scale squads and left another one pretty much pulped. Stu 42 moving in, that could help, and of course he still lost 1 sniper, but still 2 full-scale grenadiers. Yeah, you don't really need to figure out the maths on that one. Also pushing up here. Wehrmacht does hold most of the map, but of course could change. Reinforcing the Grenadiers, nice move. I mean, the reason to, of course, get it is, of course, to ensure you don't have to retreat your troops, giving them more field presence, of course, spending less time going back and forth. So, very nice movement using the half-set, of course, can also support the infantry with the firepower. Stu 42 moves in. Engineers retreating past, could in fact be retreating right past a very, very nasty surprise. And there we go. Stu 42 not really having any luck against the riflemen. Missing so far. Sniper moving in. Veterans 1. Hooray. And a 57mm gun to try and stuff, of course, the half-tank, but also perhaps that's Stu 42. He now knows he's there. Perhaps trying to either threaten with sticky bombs. And there we go. Airborne is up. Recon runs. He's definitely going to make it a bit easier for himself to, of course, catch any German snipers. And so far, Nintendo is none the wiser. But it is something you sort of have to expect, and it's certainly one of the less fun things. If an American goes sniper, of course, goes airborne in combination, then you're sort of in slightly dire straits. There we go, though. Nice hit. Panzerfaust knocks out the gunner. Anti-tank and almost, and there we go. Recon run. Didn't really do much, I think. Oh! What is Nintendo doing right there? Seems a bit reckless. Anti-tank moving in to try to deal with the Stu. Stu almost knocks it out, and he got the sniper. That was a bit unfortunate right there for Nintendo. He lost his sniper. Trying to deal with the anti-tank with the Stu 42, not quite succeeding in that. Armored car moves in to try and block the escape path of the Stu. Very nasty that, but he does manage to get behind the house and away from the range of the anti-tank gun. Very close fighting that. Riflemen continue. Damaged engine on the half-track. Grenadiers moving in, trying to catch the sniper of Nonsensei. Will they get him? Will they get revenge? If only they had an LMG, that actually works ridiculously well against retreating snipers. Going down there for the point. Rifleman moving in there. Full screen MG, and there we go, getting stopped by MG fire. A nice frontal assault, but of course not quite working when there's an MG afoot. Stu 42 can also provide some longer range support fire for the full grenadiers if necessary. And there we go. Nice hit, obliterating several riflemen. Grenade on the MG42 and killing 2 gunners. Nintendo will need to evacuate this position. In the meanwhile, further fighting in the center, fighting everywhere. Whew. And he's actually upgraded the half-track with the flamethrowers. My goodness. Now that's an interesting move right there by Nintendo. We very rarely see the flamethrower half-track. Partly because it's sort of like the flamethrower tank, just less stronger and a lot less accurate. Still can, of course, just like the Crocodile, also do a lot, but it's sort of a bit too random to be any useful. And this could be the end of the Stu, but no! The half-track is perhaps moving in to take advantage. Stu 42 down, half-track rushes in, forces away the infantry. What, will he be able to do anything against the anti-tank gun? Oh, already one hit, but no! It is a bit faster than the anti-tank gun can react, and there we go, moving about. 1 kill already. Trying to burn that anti-tank gun. Burn those Yankees, and again, not really having much luck, despite, the anti-tank itself providing heavy cover. But there we go, crew is dead, burned up to a crisp. Will this half-track actually escape this nightmarish anti-tank and setting up to protect the retreat?
Enemy unit down.
Looks like a squad just went down. 2 snipers again. Also rather nasty when it comes to clearing out the Grenadier squad.
Ready to go.
Main gun destroyed. Volkswagen's quick to knock it out with a Panzerfaust. Or a Panzer from these Grenadiers. Will it happen? No, apparently not. Looks like the armor car managed to escape. But quick to repair that half-track. A bit of veterancy would help it, you know, make it tougher. Mine goes off, killing an engineer's... well, pinning an engineer squad. So a bit of quiet there.
Sniper here. People.
Repairing the half-track. And a bit more sniper fire there, trying to clear out the MG, which will need to escape. Rifle getting stopped. Rifleman down.
Sniper ready for orders. Sector being captured.
Tank depot going up for Nonsensei to apply some heavier pressure, and there we go, half-track is repaired. Mine's going off there, doing a bit of damage to the riflemen. And these up here could also be running into some problems if the flamethrower half-track does enough. And it can, of course, still reinforce troops. Getting a bit of veterancy, of course, veterancy 2 will also increase its damage. But there we go, charging in, flamethrower, Flammenwerfer. And catching a few on fire, but not really much else. Sticky bomb does not damage the engine. Snipers moving in. Armor car nearby, almost repaired. And of course, the Grenadiers just reinforced from the flamethrower half-track. So that is, of course, all nice and dandy. Panzer Command going up, so sort of the same move right there. Just no Sturm Armory for Nintendo. Sherman on the way. Question, of course, is what will be on the way from the Panzer Command. Panzer Rex lining up against that armor car. Oh, sniper fire! Gets one Grenadier. And of course, quickly pulling back to the half-track again, ensuring they can stay on the battlefield. Armor coming northwards, trying to do a bit of harassment there. Of course, could be an interesting move for Nintendo to recruit that anti-tank, but it's a bit too late now. Heavy fire everywhere. Pack moves up. Both pioneers moving in to repair that half-track. MG nearby as well. Riflemen and engineers being kept at bay by the MD-42 while the Grenadiers move in to hunt down the Greyhound. To put the beast out of its misery, and will they succeed? No, strafing run! There we go. Pinning and killing several Grenadiers, even apparently doing some damage to the ones in the house. That's quite a ride. But there we go, flame for half-track ready. Engineer coming under fire from the sniper coming under fire from the MG. Nonsense otherwise. Snipers moving in. Half-track moving in to perhaps try and catch a sniper from the rear. Grenade on the MG, and it goes down. Grenade on the rifle, killing several. Now it's just the sniper's chance to get out of there. Armor car moves in. Flame for half-track moving in. Pack opens up. Full guns, there we go. Catching the sniper, and armored car is down. But a Sherman has arrived at the same time, and the response is an Ostwind. Not the exact same sort of thing you want to see deal with. Of course, can deal nicely with the infantry. Quickly recruiting the anti-tank gun. Sherman rolls into town. Pioneer squad down already. And that MG-42 is definitely not going to do anything to stop the Sherman. In fact, Mr. Nintendo is slightly in the problems right here. And of course, the pack is not quite pointing in the right direction. There we go, though. Nice hit on the rear. Half-track gets up behind the house. Avoiding the anti-tank on fire. Pack needs to open up as well. Getting a rear hit. Austrian moving in and could be catching these unfortunate riflemen. There we go.
HE drop is asking for coordinates.
Killing riflemen quite nastily. Yay. So a bit of quiet as both sides decide what to do. But of course, with the Panzer Command, the path is already sort of clear for Nintendo, in particular with Blitzkrieg. Mines going down there could be nice to protect any sniper from getting hunted down. No mines here though. Not a barbed wire from either player.
What are my coordinates?
Could of course also consider getting another half-track and equipping that with rockets, if you were Nintendo that is. And the MG stops them right there. Bit of problems with fraps.
Let's burn some Yankees.
Fulton is moving southwards, and he can in fact also call in the Tiger very soon. Back to the fight. Rifleman also getting suppressed. Larger armored force up here, well, sort of large. And another strafing run. Not really doing a lot this time. Also a nicely timed retreat. Swing down here for Nonsensei and snipers and riflemen. Sherman rolling in, coming under fire from the pack again. Tiger almost ready. This would definitely constitute a problem for that very, very heavy Sherman, but not quite as heavy as the Tiger. Tiger? Yes, there we go.
Let's burn some Yankees.
But still Nonsensei is in fact holding on to most of the victory points. Rifleman moving up on the flank. MG stopping the major flank, but of course the Ostwind is there to stop the flanking assault, and their negative cover as well. Grenade, ooh, right on the rifleman, killing some of their own and giving them veterancy for killing their own. Yes, we learn the best way, by killing our own men. The American way. Anyways, there we go. The Tiger, just as Sherman thought it looked cool as it broke through the church wall, the Tiger broke through the marketplace wall and proved it was cooler. Another run there. Ostwind opens up, and he can, if you in fact protect against air units. So in that sense, it's also a nice move, you know, if you're putting Ghost Air Doctrine, I suppose. And the Tiger hits the mine and gets immobilized. Oh dear. Will he get the Sherman? No, it misses. Oh dear. Now, of course, it's the time for Nintendo quickly to mobilize any pioneers to quickly repair that thing and get immobile again. And meanwhile, Engineer Squad getting caught by the flame for a half-track, and MP4 is being equipped. Ostwind moving up behind. Nice, nice. They've still suffered a bit of damage.
Let's burn some Yankees.
Tiger still stuck though. Very stuck, in fact. There we go. Pioneers on the move. Snipers also moving up. If only he had a neighbor from some sort of other artillery, he could probably knock this out. I mean, again, a half-track with rockets could do the trick. Grenadiers getting sniped by the snipers. Also moving in to deal with the riflemen down south. Tiger getting repaired, but still not really fixing his engine problems. And mortar fire on the... Oh, very sneaky that. And there we go, the riflemen are suffering extensively. Could in fact be going completely down. Yes, indeed, riflemen squad down for Nonsensei. Tiger comes up, killing a few riflemen as they do make their way up. Half-track did not move in. And there you go, riflemen advancing on the flame for a half-track, suffering a bit in the process. Damaged engine, and it could in fact look like that the Wehrmacht loses a Tiger to a single mine, immobilizing it and thus being unable to really sort of fix it. Oh dear. Whoops, again. Bit unfortunate that.
We now have assault capability.
Another Sherman joining in. And a Pioneer squad quickly cleared out by the snipers.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
18 and 8 kills. Definitely getting a lot of stuff killed. And generally you will see Americans going for snipers, of course, in particular in pairs, and of course they are generally more effective than a Wehrmacht sniper pair, since of course Wehrmacht squads are much smaller. And of course it means that the Wehrmacht really needs to either get 2 snipers of his own, otherwise he's going to quickly get one sniper but lose the other one. Then of course the other chap just gets a sniper of his own. You really need some sort of definite way of putting an end to it. And again, throwing in some recon runs, it really becomes difficult for a Wehrmacht player to deal with snipers. Mortar though inching up, nice move again to get a mortar. Probably one he recruit though, I would hope so, otherwise it would be a bit silly to just train a mortar squad. Mortar flying to the town square, hoping to catch something. No further snipers from Nintendo, but there we go, another Tiger. Just hoping not to suffer the same fate as the first one, which is knocked out by the cafe. MG getting cleared up, but of course there's also the Ostwind. And the Ostwind is moving in, trying to catch those snipers. There go, they are retreating. Oh dear, not much luck there. And the Tiger rolls into town, hopefully with better luck than the first one. Nonsensei is though short a few riflemen squads at this stage. Oh, anti-tank and crew swiftly dealt with, and also note he's actually outgunned his German. He's actually going in to deal with the Tiger. That's pretty bold, pretty brazen. Panzer X moving in to assist though. Ostwind repairing. Mortar rounds flying. Doing nothing great as such. And a Volksgrenadier down. Quiet, but a slightly more armored push. Nice concentrated push. And of course again a bit difficult to guard with against snipers. The packs can quickly get cleared out that way. Tiger's also already heavily damaged. It needs repairs. Trying to deal with, of course, the flanking Sherman. Of course, also needs to be careful. And we are seeing an anti-tank, and I suspect dropping in. No, it's actually a full airborne squad popping in. Full Nonsensei. Pack opening up on the Sherman. Grenadiers arriving with the Panzer X. Oh, Sherman almost down. And another Veteran G2 sniper. Strafing run. Oh, but it gets stopped by the Ostwind. And it crashes through the house, knocking it down and hands right behind. And that was probably one of the more exciting crashes I've seen in Company here so far. Not very often you actually see them crashing through a house. Now you know that. They can actually knock down a house if necessary. A bit of harassment up there, and Ostwind could deal with that. Oh, the flamethrower half-track, the Flammenwerfer. Schützenpanzerwagen. More sniper fire. Again, causing a problem for the Pioneers trying to repair the Sherman. And Veteran C3, meaning, of course, he can run around cloaked. Damage engine on the Sherman. MG quickly getting sniped. Pack not really in good position. Things are quickly looking ugly for Nintendo. He's calling in some stormtroopers though. He's got a ton of munitions, by the way. An absolute metric ton of munitions. He's barely used anything to really in a long period of time. Not upgraded a single. My goodness. An awful lot. Rather rare you see that many munitions being floated. Might be an idea to use some of it. Just, an idea. And there we go, assault rifles. Flamethrower half-track charges in, madly supported by the Ostwind. And the pack crew suffers first. Airborne going into burning circles. Getting rushed away. And another unit down. I think that might have been a rifleman squad as well. Flying out behind here. Flamethrower half-track getting the mortar squad as well, perhaps even. But looks like... Oh, we got... Oh dear. Bit of a nasty turnaround right there. For Nonsensei. Ostwind actually doing some nasty damage right to the rear of the Sherman. Of course, question is for how long before they move in and knock it out. Snipers are still there. Anti-tank gun still there. And they are trying to get the Sherman, but their shots just can't quite penetrate. And the Stormtrooper sneaking in. And they might soon get it. Yes, indeed, revealed though. Quickly, charge in. They have to do it now, otherwise all will be lost. There we go. Oh, they managed to retreat. So there we go. That was not quite how I imagine he had intended it. Tiger getting repaired. Anti-tank gun. Crew very dead now. Star Troopers from the 2nd Panzer Division secure that. Anthony gains some full to clear that other victory point out as well. Could also note salvage this one for munitions. Yes, he might have 500, but he can always use another. More munitions, you know. You can never have enough. Never. And there we go, Blitzkrieg up, so that could also be used nicely with the Tiger, and the Ostwind, of course, increases rate of fire. Something to remember.
No contact here.
No upgrade for the airborne, interestingly enough. So they might just be there to sort of fill up in the infantry department and soak up bullets, because they can take more damage than a rifleman squad. So that, of course, is something to remember. Plus, of course, they can still drop grenades. Repair bunker up, not unusual that. Let us return to Nonsensei. Grenadiers moving up. Panzer flight. Oh, he's trying to knock out the anti-tank gun. No, there we go. Sherman taking hits. Sherman could also, Tiger could also consider moving in. There we go. Repair pioneers up as well. No, not quite. Actually, never mind. Another Sherman ready. He's not a single tank destroyer yet. Grenadiers are advancing. Mines going down. Where is the Panzer support? Stormtroopers arriving. And he might be close to getting that Sherman with the might of the Panzerschreck. Or will he fail? There we go, Sherman out of control. Snipers moving up, but they do manage to hit. And again, snipers can hit veterans. 2 grenadiers above, on retreat, and always kill. Tiger tank that arrives and gets one engineer, not quite the other. Stormtrooper sneaking in as well. No observation post. You'd think that were all that munition Nintendo's getting, but he must just as well saved up. And there we go, recoilless rivals up for the airborne. Sherman moves in, goes up against the Ostwind. The Ostwind clearly outmatched in this fight, meant to deal with aircraft and infantry, perhaps from lighter vehicles. Not a bloody Sherman. Sticky bomb on the Tiger. Stormtroopers not revealing themselves. Airborne charge. Oh, nice hit by the Tiger. Clearing out several riflemen at the same time. And more riflemen moving in. Ostwind opening up on them. Airborne taking up position. Pioneers are arriving. Damaged engine. Stormtroopers could try and lob in a grenade into the cafe, which has definitely seen better days. And there we go, getting sniped at the same time though. And are quick to retreat in response. And looks like the airborne are evacuating the cafe. And of course the Sherman is just able to move about. The Sherman, simply because it's faster than the Tiger tank, can rotate its turret. Pioneer squad down again. Tank destroyers arriving. Not a lot of support. No Panzerschrecks, but they are arriving quickly. Schnell. Could result in a destroyed Tiger and more. And there we go. Sherman almost done, but there's still the tank destroyer to worry about. Main gun destroyed. Sherman is still not down. Tiger actually went down before the Sherman. There we go, though. Tank destroyer left. Grenadiers getting sniped. Ostwind, ooh, gets a nice hit on the sniper. Airborne moving in. Oh dear. Snipers continue to fight the Grenadiers. Airborne getting reinforced from above, though granted this was not really how most airborne arrived to the fight, except in, of course, the initial bits of Normandy. They actually ended up largely fighting as a regular elite infantry unit, and not, say, you know, as constantly driving out from the air, which does seem to be an interesting misconception some people seem to be under. Pioneer more getting sniped. Airborne moving in. They are suffering greatly. Veteran T2 up, by the way. And Ostwind out of control. Bit of a loss there. In response, though, we are seeing the Panther, the Panzerkampfwagen 5, arriving in force with some much heavier armor than the Ostwind. In full conceit guarding the victory point. He is rather low, so of course he needs to do much better in actually protecting those victory points, lest he fancies losing. Of course, he could also lay down a machine gun emplacement to protect some of them. Or a machine gun bunker, of course, would be more accurate. Supply drops, supply drops, supply drops. More tank destroyers coming in for Nonsensei. Salvaging the wrecked armor. That is good. Panther actually went pretty far into the opponent's territory. Could actually have ended up very badly. He could have hit a mine. So that was pretty bold. Rather than suffering a bit to the MGs on the Panther. Panther getting sticky bombed. And damaged engine. Engineer sneaking up there again. Harassment, harassment, harassment. Definitely makes it a bit harder to sort of keep a continuous line. Stormtroopers ready to stop any snipers if possible. And bombing runs are getting ready as well. Definitely things are getting a bit hazardous. And a second Panther has actually arrived from Nintendo. So he's going rather heavy into the armor business. Might have gotten a manpower blitz to actually help with that. Tank destroyer moving in. Grenadiers fighting here. Stormtroopers hoping to, of course, flank in. Hit the retreat of the snipers. Another veterancy free. All in all, somewhere around 50, close to 60 kills. Second Panther arriving. Another bunker going up. Probably going to be another repair bunker.
Our fuel point is being taken by the enemy. Supply lines are broken. We have territory.
More full Panther moving in, leading the way. Airborne are suffering though to machine gun and main gun fire. And another Tiger. Definitely a manpower blitz at work here. And a Panther goes down. A Panther is kaput. But a tank destroyer goes down in return. All of a sudden some very big armor fights right here in the middle of town. Bombing run in return, another repair bunker up, and doesn't really do much actually, which I'm sure Nintendo's pleased about, but he still needs to secure the victory points. And those snipers are definitely a hazard. Stormtroopers hoping to catch them on the retreat. Need to move quickly, and then a tank gun dropping in from above. And there we go, spotted. Oh dear, quickly. React, Nintendo. No, instead he moves in to clear out the anti-tank gun. And might actually lose the stormtroopers as they retreat.
Cut off from supply.
No, surprisingly not. Funny that. And the Tiger moves in on its own again, something to be careful about. Panther arriving to make short work of the engineers. Not a lot of troops left for Nonsensei, but not a lot of victory points left for Nintendo. Perhaps he could somehow manage off a victory point victory. We of course shall have to see. Though it rather looks to be his only sort of real chance of winning. He can't quite face all of that amount of German heavy armor. Particularly since he doesn't have a medic bunk station and he's only got one supplied upgrade, so again he's not really sort of suited for a traditional fight. Airborne coming under heavy fire, high explosive shells. Blast them to bits.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
More supply drops. He might be hoping for a bombing run or something to save the day. Tiger and a bit of heavy fire. And actually using a sniper to take one victory point, rather bold.
Stand up, airborne! Rally on me!
Rather bold indeed. Bit of quiet though. Anti-tank gun moving up, using the house for reconnaissance to increase the line of sight and of course the range. Thus getting a full range out of the anti-tank gun. Stormtroopers caught out in the open. That was less good when he was trying to catch those snipers, only 2 losses. And the Panther arrives to deal with the riflemen. 2 victory points, satchel charge, forcing away the Tiger a bit further. Tiger misses horrifically. Panther could in fact try and flank out the anti-tank gun, that would work. It has the movement, it has the road, and the anti-tank gun is too exposed. And meanwhile the anti-Tiger's being forced back further. And no, he's actually trying to outgun it. That is less good. That's not how you want to fight an anti-tank gun with a Panther if you really have to.
What are my coordinates?
Not necessarily the one that is going to ensure you have most health afterwards. And there you go, Panther retreating. Airborne in the church. And another Panther has arrived. That's 3 Panthers all in all. And again, not really something that Nonsensei can compete with. He can deal with the infantry and thus, and perhaps waste some way, trying to again go for the victory point fight, as long as Nintendo can't secure it with his infantry, his own infantry. But it is going to be tricky. 48 points left. Panther charges in, not even fully repaired. Might get the anti-tank gun crew dead. Again, just needs to move up here behind and clear out the anti-tank gun. Just get behind it and unleash full machine gun fury. Another Panther charges in. And there we go, Blitzkrieg up, increasing speed and rate of fire, and then he proceeds to stand still. There's good. Storms, of course, can also sprint if they so decide it. And there we go, sprinting in after the snipers, but they are simply just getting sniped. Not entirely sure this was the best use of Blitzkrieg, to be honest. Volkswagen's here with the Blitz also, and of course they do fire a bit fast as well, even the infantry. And assault being used against the riflemen alongside Blitz. Riflemen suffering heavily. Volkswagen's getting sniped. Anti-tank gun still there. Could get knocked out by the anti-tank gun. It's not quite managing. And another Ostwind. Panther down to the airborne.
Weapon crew lost.
And the anti-tank gun does go down. Let's return to Nintendo. But again, not a lot of resources left. Another manpower blitz, my goodness, never mind, he's got tons of it. Calling in more stormtroopers to fill out the lines. More airborne popping in and getting fired at. It's 27 and 43 kills. All in all makes about 70 kills. Quite a bit. Airborne down to 1 man though. Pioneer squad again down. And going for that victory point again, the harassment, the VP victory again. Nonsensei knows he can't win this in a stand-up fight anymore. He's not got the numbers, so he basically just has to win through the victory points. In that sense, he's just keeping snipers about. And of course, they are incredibly difficult to discover. Of course, you don't have the bike or the Schwimmwagen, which of course he could go for and try to catch it that way. Still, they are snipers infantry, and again, he doesn't have a lot left to take points, and he's not even bothering, it seems like. Oh dear. 3 victory points. And none of them are his, and he's got less than... Oh, he's got 20 points left. Oh dear. Would be a bit of a sad defeat right there for Nintendo. As opposed to illustrative of why I don't like snipers anyways. Storms swinging in, engineers going down completely, but again he can't quite secure the victory points. He's trying now, but it's too late. He's moved too late. Game over. A loss for the 2nd Panzer Division. The 3rd Armed Infantry Division was able to come to a rather close fought victory. It basically came down to the victory points. It came down to the snipers just absolutely clearing out the infantry again, basically without really having to worry about a counter response, because again air reconnaissance run would keep them largely safe. And again, snipers are notoriously difficult to deal with considering the amount of damage they can do. So of course makes them a bit of a pain, and that probably was rather what went wrong. That was basically, you know, Nintendo's problems in dealing with them. He probably could have tried with the counter sniper, of course it would have been a rather risky business. Of course, probably otherwise the other trick was, you know, basically just get some bikes and charge in after them. Hope for the best. But rather close. Not quite any victory right there for Nintendo, despite his best efforts. Probably could have done with a few more mines, I suppose, but there you go. Do hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends? And if you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own? This is Imperial Dane, saying cheers.